Hey guys, it's Crawthorne Pew Pew Pew, and I'm excited to bring you my week 1 match of Season 4 of GPC. Under the new name of the Crawthorne Crabhammers, I'm here and I mean business this season. Last season, to say that it was my first season in league play, I think I did okay with 3-4 record. Didn't have a great differential, but you know, it was, as I said, my first season. And once again, I'm here and I mean business. The team that I've got this season is, I feel a lot more comfortable with it than I did the previous one. And we're facing our rival from last season, which is a great way to start off, especially because I have a pretty darn good matchup against this team. Entei on Sylveon specifically, they match up great against this team. Entei, there's literally nothing aside from Slowking that wants to switch in on it. Sylveon, if it's specs, or at least an offensive set, there's not much, unless he's bringing Spadef Scarm, which, the thing is, he has to bring either Spadef Scarm for Sylveon, or physically defensive Scarm for T-Tar or Ursaring. But my sort of mindset when going in was, those two were must brings, and then I thought, does Mega T-Tar do much? And with the two fighting types there, I didn't want to risk it, so I decided to go straight with Ursaring instead. Quick Feet SD set pretty much outgoes everything he has, aside from Underwear Clev and just Skarmory, because Skarmory is bulky. I believe Defensive Shaman wasn't outgoed if Rocks went up, or by the +2 Facade, but I can't remember. Yeah, that was pretty much my mindset. So those were my three offensive ones. I wanted like a more solid defensive-ish core. So I started off with Latias because it decently walls Shaman, Slowking, and Blaziken. I had enough. I'll go over the set when in the team builder, specifically the UVs and things like that. Then I wanted something to deal with Mega Glalie because I don't have much, so I opted for Cobalion with a specific set that I will go over once more, and Rotomo once again, a set that I'll go over in a sec. As I said, my matchup against him is pretty darn good, and I'm very pleased to start off the season with a decent matchup and not have to overdo it with the prepping. But I feel like what I did bring was pretty interesting to say the least, and I'm very proud of the team that I built. So without further ado, let's just move on straight to the team builder. So here is the team that I brought. I wanted to sort of focus it around, when initially building, I wanted to focus it around Ursaring. So that was the first thing that I really set up. I was going to run Adamant, but with Jolly I could outspeed Scarf Blaziken, if it was max speed Jolly, and max speed Jolly Axelgore as well, which were two potential sets that he could have brought. I wasn't expecting a Selgore, but he could have brought it, in theory. So it was something that was in the back of my mind, and Jolly just outsped that. The rest in attack, of course, and 4 in either defense or special defense. It doesn't really matter, really. Swords Dance, because at +2 Ioko basically everything. Facade for everything that wasn't Skarmory, and Thunder Punch specifically for Skarmory. And Protect was to get up the quick feet should there be something faster than me out. If it was going to be slower, then SD would be the thing. Should I live a hit, of course, I'm not going to SD in a Hariyama's face. But yeah, that's Bayon. The Ursaring, once again, does a lot of work to Rufus' team if I play it well. And yeah, hopefully you'll see Ursaring at the on the top of the MVP race by the end of like week 4. You'll see, I'm telling you, this thing will do the work. Then second, we have Asgore the Cobalion, my Mega Glalie switch, and just way of dealing with it. This attack investment is to Oko with Iron Head, essentially, when he has enough speed to outspeed Adamant Entei, because that's the one thing he wants to outspeed, because he can't outspeed this. Sorry, my throat's a bit dry, I'm feeling a bit ill at the moment, so yeah, I have, with Iron Head, I Oko with this investment, so that's why I have that. Sugar Berry, of course, to take an EQ. I have Volt Switch, mainly because this was going to be a lead for me. Once again, I apologise. If I was going to lead with this, if it was like a Skarmory, I can taunt it. switch out, vault switch out, because his main switch to this would be Jesus. It wouldn't be Jesus, it would be Sloking. And if it's anything else, I can anything else that doesn't threaten this, I just stealth rock, vault switch out. The good thing about vault switch as well is if he's running the electric resist berry on Skarmory, I can pop it immediately. So yeah, that was sort of the mindset going into it with this set. The speed, specifically to outspeed, I believe this was max speed Goodra and max speed Glalie before Mega Evolving. They're both base 80 if I remember right. This and Entei have the same speed investment, and I believe Rotom may as well. And maybe even Latias, I can't remember. A lot of his mons are relatively slow, so there wasn't much for me to speed creep, especially with when I wasn't expecting Shaman, which was one of his fastest, and aside from that I think it's Mega Glalie and Iselgor. So those were the sort of main things I wanted to speed creep. Then we have a defensive-ish Latias. It's, well, mainly defensive. This investment is specifically to not be 2-hit KO'd by any banded Blaziken hit. Aside from knockoff with max rolls if there's rocks up, of course. That I can't take, but any other thing I can switch in on rocks, take 2 hits at least. Unless I get Flare Blitz burned or whatever. But yeah, this was specifically for that. I can take any hit from Shaman and Slowking pretty easily because of my natural special defense. The 20 in special attack, I put 24 in speed to avoid being speed crept, I think, just by something. By like an offensive Shaman or something, I don't know. And the rest was in special attack. I don't think that particular investment was to 2-hit KO anything or to do a certain amount of damage or something. Maybe to 2-hit KO Hariyama with Psyshock. If I'm being honest, I can't really remember. So that was my mindset with this. Thunderbolt was once again to try and pop an electric berry. Wakan, is it Wakan berry? I think it's Wakan berry on Skarmory. Or so that Slowking isn't such a free switch in. It still takes next to nothing from it, but it's just there. Recover for recovery because I don't like running Roost because I'm a hipster, and Defog for hazard removal, of course. Then we have a Scarf Sylveon. Now, before you start questioning my sanity, I was thinking of running Specs initially, but a lot of his team sort of outsped it, and I knew that he'd expect it. So bringing a Choice Scarf set could allow me to catch things off guard, like things that either speed crept it or that weren't expecting it, like a Mega Glalie for example, like a potential Blaziken for example. You don't expect a Scarf Sylveon, so that's why I brought it. I've always, just because stab and it's broken. HP Fire was for Skarmory and Shadow Ball for Slowking mainly. That was sort of the mindset with this set. Baton Pass because should he switch out into something that would be his check, I can Baton Pass, so it allows me to scout for his check. And if it is a switch into Skarmory, that shows that he's more of a special defensive set, which is always good to know. Yeah, the max speed, just because modest of course, 4 in defense because I had an extra EV. Putting it in HP means that I have an even HP, and that's never good. Then we have Fenrir, the Entei, natural gift Balua Berry. This is specifically for Slowking because that's his only switch for this. It does 56% minimum to a max defense Slowking, which means that in theory, if he switches in, takes some damage, I can natural gift because he won't be expecting it. He'll be expecting like Iron Tail, Sacred Fire, Extreme Speed, and I don't know, some other coverage move. But yeah, never sleep on the natural gift. This, once again, enough speed to outspeed max speed Glalie before Mega Evolving, and max speed Goodra. Max attack, of course, and the rest in HP. IV speed just for priority's sake. Sacred Fire for stab, and Iron Tail for the Clefable. It doesn't do that much more than Sacred Fire, but it's always good to secure a kill should I need to. And finally, we okay. This set was a bit more experimental. Okay, once again, enough speed to outspeed max speed Glalie before Mega Evo and Goodra, and I'm running dual stab, that's normal, Will-O-Wisp, that's relatively normal. Then Psycho, and you're probably wondering what the hell I'm doing, and why am I even in this league? I should get out immediately. Yachiberry Will-O-Wisp was for Glalie, of course. Yachiberry Psycho was in case there was setup Carmine, that is, either Clefable or Slowking. That's the word I'm looking for. I can easily just Psycho on their stat boosts, either Volt Switch out or Leaf Storm, or just try and get some damage off before I die. I don't know. If I'm being honest, this set had 3 move slots and I didn't know what to put in last, and I saw the Psycho and I was like, yeah, let's just do this. Why not? Why not? I mean, I'm gonna spoil it now. It didn't do anything in the match, but just that having it there meant I could play more recklessly with it around the Slowking. So I was kind of pleased. I don't know. I hope that one day I can pull off some shenanigans like that. Not necessarily Psych-Up, sorry, but maybe someday I can thief a Scarf with this. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. I went over the speed, the rest in HP, of course, and that's the team. I feel like this team has an incredibly good matchup against the 6 specifically that I brought, that is, and it deals well with it. I feel the Yachiberry and the Sugarberry really reinforce that. It allows me to switch in more freely against his offensive threats, and then I just pressure his team with these 3 incredibly well. So yeah, that's my team. That's the team that I brought. Sorry once again for the clearing of the throat and stuff, and for that thing popping up at the bottom right of your screen. Professionalism at its finest. And yeah, I'll see you. So this is the battle and the teams that were brought. Before I get into it, let me know what you think of the layout that I've done. I don't know if I should keep it or not. I'm just sort of experimenting at the moment. That and the music as well. I'm not sure if I should standardize it across my videos or change it up like I did last season. I just really like the one that's playing now. So if you do like this particular music, let me know. If you don't, then I'll switch it up every week like I normally do. I believe the team builder one I will switch up every week, even though I'm going to stick with one that I did last season for this particular video, but yeah. So he brought pretty much everything that I expected. I knew these 3 were coming for sure. I knew the Skarm was coming for sure. I knew the Goodra was coming because he loves Goodra. And then it was either this or Blaziken. To be honest, Hariyama was a bit more of a pain than Blaziken, but I mean, I deal with it pretty well. Leads, I said my dedicated lead was this. Should he lead anything but these 2, I have a good matchup and I can either set up rocks or I can kill this. So without further ado, let's just hop in to the game. Voice breaks at galore and everything, so. Right, I lead off with Cobalion, and he leads off with one of the 2 things I didn't want to see. After a great start. And here, by the way that he brought it in, I was like, is this Scarfed? Is this Scarfed? Is he really going to be the man who runs Scarf Goodra to deal with this lead? So I was like, nah, I'm not dealing with that. I'm out. I go into Latias, take the Fire Blast, there's nothing. Get the leftovers recovery, of course, and here I was scouting for the Dragon move in case he wasn't Scarfed, I believe. If I remember, I switch. Yep. I switch into Sif, and I outsped him with the switch. So I know he's not Scarfed, and at this point I'm like, is he Specs? Because he switched. He didn't go for another Dragon move. Is he Specs? He goes out into his Clefable. He switches again, as I believe I go for the Baton Pass Predictive Switch, that's right. And now I get into this, which means I can Volt Switch out. Those first few turns were mainly scouting for the Clef set and the Goodra set. This turn I Volt Switch out, and it does next to nothing to Goodra, of course. I know this is a dedicated switch to Rotamo, so. Here I go out into my Sylveon, and I scout once again. This is just scouting for his sets, trying to learn. And he shows the Iron Tail. I know for a fact then, he's shown the leftovers as well. I know he's not choiced in any way, shape or form. So I just Volt Switch out. It's a free Volt Switch, and it does literally nothing to this Slowking. I counter it, and this is an AV Slowking, which means my Psych-Up on this will do literally nothing. So I'm here with my Rotomin, and I know his switch is going to be Goodra. So instead of Volt switching out like you would expect me to, I go for the Will-O-Wisp on the switch. I feel like that was the most justified play to do. And now I'm in a dilemma. I sort of skipped that a bit too quick. But I don't want to stay in with Rotom because I can't do anything. And now I have to guess, is he going to go for the Dragon move predicting Latias? Is he going to go for the Fire move predicting Cobalt? Or is he going to go for the Iron Tail predicting Sylveon? In the end I go for Sylveon, knowing that he's burnt. I can take one, maybe even two, depending on how he's invested. I'm guessing he had enough to Oko, so probably just the one. And yeah, he goes for the Dragon Pulse, perfect switch. I'm very happy that went down. And here I have a chance to Oko, I believe, if he's speed invested at the range that he's at. So I go for it. Doesn't quite snag the kill, and he misses an Ital. In the grand scheme of things, it didn't matter too much, but it's kind of sweet revenge for the Stone Edge miss, the famed Stone Edge miss at the end of last season. So yeah, it would have done about 60%, 50 to 60% on this, which in the end doesn't really matter, but it would have meant that I played maybe more recklessly with Sylveon, so it would have maybe changed differential in the end. Dies to burn, so Rotom gets a kill.
Come on, we got this.
Which is nice. Here he goes out into Skarm, predicting either the rocks or fearing the Iron type move. I just go straight into Latias. And here I believe he switches. I go for the Defog. He goes out into that. Oh no, I go for the T-Bolt, wanting to pop the Wakan Berry. Here I Defog, as I believe he goes for a Skull, predicting a switch. I get burned. That doesn't really matter. I'm not too bothered. It's better that than a Toxic. I switch out into Rotom. I get scalded, and here is quite a big play. I know now that his Gudra's down that he doesn't want to switch anything in on a Volt Switch, and I'm expecting him for me to Volt Switch and go into Latias. I think that's what he's going to expect me to do. So, predicting an Ice Beam, I Volt Switch out on a Water type and go into Entei. Kinda ballsy, I know, but I could take a Scald anyway. Take the Ice Beam like it's nobody's business.
Nice.
And you know, I told you the counts earlier, 56% minimum to a defensive Slowking. This is AV, so he can't, unless he's max physical defensive, but either way, this is a straight Oko. Natural gift, grabs the kill.
I did it! I did it! I did it! Oh yeah, felt good. Holy shit, that felt good.
My prepping paid off there. I'm so happy that I could get that off. That was huge, absolutely huge. Here he goes out into Hariyama. I don't want to give him a guts boost, so I go straight into Calamite. If he goes for the knockoff, I'm alright with this going down. He does go for the knockoff, which shows he probably doesn't have fake out. Here I'm scattering for the bullet bunch, essentially. He does have it, so whatever. Latias goes down, no kills, 1 death. It did its job in this match. It sort of allowed me to bait the Slowking, so that's the main thing. And he didn't have his Blaziken, of course, so it didn't have all too much use. I got into Sylveon knowing that this is probably not AV, because his Slowking was. He might be AV for all I know. But Hyper Voice will do a shed load anyway, so I'm expecting him to switch. He goes out into Skarmory, which shows this is especially defensive. That damage is on a special defensive Skarm, which means from this range, a +2 T-Punch does kill. I know he's going to go for the rocks, so I switch out straight into Entei, and here I go for Sacred Fire, yeah. And it does literally 0 to this, which shows he's thick, fat Hariyama to have a switch into this, which, I mean, would be cool in theory, but because of the burn it doesn't make too much sense. I said to him after, why weren't you running Lumberry, and he said that would have been a better idea. If that was the case, he would have, you know, chewed a Sacred Fire, eaten the Lumberry, and then smacked me back with something, but sadly that wasn't the case. Without the thick fat, I 2-hit KO'd, so it's very justified for him to run that. And here I know I can just kill this off, so I go for the Iron Tail, you know, just neutral coverage basically. He goes for the CC, does 0, and I just kill it off with an E-Speed, not wanting to get bullet punch damage on me, so kind of reveal most of my all my set right now. And here he goes, and out into his Glalie. I'm kind of confused, but should he have Protect? That's alright. I just go for the Sacred Fire. If he protects, then I can freely switch straight into Rotom Mo, because I have ways to deal with this, as I said. But he doesn't, forgetting basic game mechanics that the speed only applies the next turn, and I kill with a Sacred Fire.
My nigga, you just got roasted. Yeah. My nigga, you just got roasted. Yeah.
It's unfortunate. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that was his best idea. But it happens to forget those things, and it's very unfortunate for him that it happened in such a big opening game. So here I just want to secure damage on this. I go for the Iron Tail, and he shows the T-Wave, and here I'm thinking he's just going to soft boiled up or whatever. I go straight out into my Cobalion, and he goes for the Moonblast, which was kind of surprising to me, but whatever. Here I'm kind of expecting him to have Recovery, Moonblast of course as you saw, T-Wave as you saw, and maybe some other coverage. So I just go for the taunt, not wanting him to be recovering up on my face, and he shows the Fire Blast. So that was his coverage, and Asgore goes down once again without getting a kill and with 1 death. I'm alright with it. Here I go out into my Ursaring, and it's basically GG at this point. By the way that he's been playing this, I know it's Magic Card. If it was unaware, I feel it would have been a dedicated switch into Latias, but his switch was always Slowking, so because that can calm mine up, of course. I was kind of surprised that this wasn't unaware, but just by the way that he was playing it, I knew he wasn't. I go for the SD, he goes for the Moonblast, does 40%, 44%. Toxic pops, I outspeed everything, I just OHKO this, and T-Punch will kill the Skarmory. So an Ursaring cleanup, an Entei team wrecking, and Rotom taking up a Will-O-Wisp kill. That puts, because not too many battles have happened at the moment, Entei is currently 2nd on the MVP race, and Ursaring is 4th, which is absolutely beautiful. My MVP for this match, obviously, is Entei. Put so much pressure on Rufus' team. Snagging the natural gift kill on Slowking was huge. Snagging the kill on Glalie was huge. That was mainly down to his sort of misplay, we'll say, and just the pressure that he put on his team to pick up a kill on Hariyama. Yeah, that was absolutely brilliant. Entei had a great matchup against his team, and it pulled off some important burns and some important kills. So that's why he's my MVP. GG Rufus. I'm glad that we got to battle so early in the season. It was fun as always to battle you, even though your internet did crash for a bit. Not too long this time. It wasn't an hour wait. But yeah, starting the season off with a nice and 4-0 win. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take a 4-0 win any day of the week. I think I'm matching my best win of last season. I can't remember if it was 5-0, 4-0 against Chris. I forget. But it's a damn good way to start the season, showing my future opponents, especially the new ones, that I mean business. I'm bringing some relatively creative sets, and that I should be an opponent to be feared with a team that I'm comfortable with, such as this one. Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this match as much as I did, because damn, it was a fun match. I was so excited for this match because of the prep that I did. I was just so pleased with the team. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.